Well, you guys, it has finally happened. You can now use your cryptocurrency as collateral to get a loan and buy a house. It is done. History, from an investment standpoint, will never be the same because of the Genius Act. Now, we're going to talk about how we can take advantage of the Genius Act, how we can use our Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP to collateralize something, either a loan for a house or a loan for your business, and also for the housing market, how this is going to impact the housing market, I think, in a way we have not seen since the early 2000s. So y'all ready to get all this knowledge? Before we get started, as always, like, subscribe, and share to our channel. In real life, I'm a certified financial planner. We've been blessed to help thousands of people nationwide, but on these social media airways, we're just giving information. This information today is going to allow you to scale and grow your finances. Now, past performance does not guarantee future results from an investment standpoint. I got to say that disclosure because I'm a real deal certified financial planner. I'm a fiduciary, not a talking head. But y'all ready to get this knowledge about the Genius Act and how Bitcoin is going to affect the stock market in a way we have not seen in a very long time? Lego!
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Pay for profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, pay for profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show on you listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions.
So, Congress has passed the Genius Act. Yes, I'm a genius, but you're probably thinking, what is the Genius Act? So the Genius Act, it sets federal standards for payment stablecoins like USDC, USDT, which is Tether, and it's a one-on-one reserve, so it's audited and also AML compliance, anti-money laundering. So the days of people laundering money with their stablecoins or their Bitcoin, that goes away. And because of that, Congress was able to slip something into the bill that a lot of people is not talking about. And what is that? Well, that is House Bill HR 4374, the Bitcoin Collateral and Mortgage Applications Act. This allows lenders to include cryptocurrency holdings in mortgage underwriting. It doesn't matter if it's XRP, Ethereum, Doge, Solana, ADA, or Bitcoin. Now we can use this as collateral. Now this is huge, you guys, because Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac have to accept crypto as collateral. And this is going to be a giant piece of growth for the real estate market. You have a whole bunch of millennials that have grown up buying Bitcoin, Dogecoin, XRP, and they want to get into a house, but their only asset is their cryptocurrency, and it ain't no way that they're going to sell that cryptocurrency, especially now if you will not be taxed on your cryptocurrency. More of that in the coming year with another act that is being proposed right now. So people who are not working or not getting to the bag, but they got a bag in cryptocurrency, what are they supposed to do? They've been renting. Now, my friends, they're going to be buying. So if I have the ability to stake my Ethereum, for example, and get interest on my Ethereum like it's a dividend paying stock, and have that interest alone pay my mortgage, and I'm able to collateralize my Ethereum or my Bitcoin or my ADA or my Doge or my Solana or any other coin I have, I'm going to now buy that penthouse. I got all this money in my cryptocurrency and I can't floss. I can buy a car. We see a lot of people buying cars, but a car is a depreciating asset. And as these millennials like myself are getting older, they want to go from a depreciating asset to an appreciating asset. Or use a great tax strategy because now you can do the bonus depreciation, or if you have a car or SUV that's more than 6,000 pounds, You can buy that depreciating asset and get all that money back from a purchase standpoint, and then use that money you get back with your taxes to buy an appreciating asset. So a lot of things you can do now. But as the millennials and the Gen Zers of the world get older, now they're able to collateralize. So do you think the housing market is going to go up because of this or go down? In my opinion, we're going to see 5 to 10% growth in the housing market the next 12 months. Most analysts think it's going to be about 3 to 5%, but they are not counting on how many people want to get out of rent, throwing their money away, and buy a house, but they can't because they don't want to sell their Bitcoin. Now we can use it as collateral. If I want to start a business, I know what I'm doing, but I don't have the collateral besides my Bitcoin or my crypto. I'm not going to sell that to start a business. I'll just let my crypto continue to grow and stay at my job. Now I can get that business loan, use my cryptocurrency as collateral, get that $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, using my coins as collateral, get that money and now start my business so I can quit my job. You're going to see a lot of first-time entrepreneurs over the next 6 to 12 months because they're going to be able to get business funding using their cryptocurrency as collateral. And what is this going to do with the stock market? When people sell an asset, does that asset go up or does it go down? That asset, of course, my friends, goes down. But now we're able to do the strategy that we talk about all the time. Don't sell high, just borrow. So now individuals not selling their crypto, even though we're at all-time highs, taking things off the top like some people did in 2021 before it came crashing down. They're not going to sell it because they know if they need money, they can borrow against it. So I believe Bitcoin has an outside chance of getting up to 200,000 a coin by the end of the year. I believe Ethereum has a chance to get to 5,000 by the end of the year, and XRP to $4, maybe even $5. Because individuals at the top, because we are topping, now it's going to continue to go up. I think by 2030, we're going to have $1 million Bitcoin. So I think this is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. But of course, we will have a pullback. So when that pullback happens, we won't have individuals selling their crypto like we did in 2021 and 2017. We just had a free-for-all going down. We're going to have people hold on to it, if not buy more, because they can borrow against it to buy things compared to last time, especially if it's their only asset. And a lot of millennials and Gen Zers of the world, this is their only asset. They started buying this thing in 2013, 14, 15, and 2017, and 2020. They got a lot of money in this and all the money in it. It's like the baby boomers. The baby boomers have all their money into their house. Their house rich, asset poor. A lot of millennials and Gen Zers are cryptocurrency rich and asset poor. So now, just like the baby boomers who continue to borrow against their house to do things, because when you borrow against something, it's a loan, and a loan is tax-free. You're going to see a lot of individuals borrowing against their cryptocurrency to grow a business, to buy a house, to make purchases. And when that happens, my friends, will cryptocurrency go up because of it or down? This is sending shock waves that nobody's talking about. And this is not just FHA loans either. This is for VA loans as well. So any veterans like myself out there who bought crypto, you can not only not have a down payment, but also use collateral from a cryptocurrency standpoint. This is a game changer, y'all. And nobody's talking about this. They're talking about the Genius Act and the other things tied to it, like no more anti-money laundering, which is great from a compliance standpoint. They're talking about the Clarity Act that makes it clear that Bitcoin and Ethereum is a commodity, so it's not scrutinized as much as a security, but it's still under compliance, so it's the best of both worlds. People are talking about that as well. And they're also talking about the Anti-Surveillance Act, which is great for us as consumers because it prohibits the Federal Reserve from issuing a retail central bank digital currency, protecting Americans' privacy and financial autonomy. The Fed can't be digging around seeing what you got. What you got is what you got from a cryptocurrency standpoint. You're able to not have the government know what all is going on. Now, of course, if you keep your stuff in an exchange like a Robinhood or a Cash App or a Coinbase, they know because, of course, you get your 1099. But if you have a wallet, as long as you remember your code, the Fed really can't come snooping around of what you got. So you're really able to hide your money. But before, like our grandparents, when they hid their money under that mattress, the value of those dollars depreciated. My grandma hid money in the freezer. Literally, she had frozen grapes and then behind that, money. Over the years, that money hidden in her freezer went down in value. You can have a off-chain Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA, any other crypto that you want, and hide it under that mattress as long as you don't forget your code. And now it continues to appreciate compared to the dollar that's depreciating. And the Federal Reserve can't come knocking on your door asking what you got, how you got it, and all the other questions that they ask. It's very apparent that last week the federal government said enough is enough. We are no longer going to stifle the growth of cryptocurrency. We're going to embrace individuals who want to grow their business using crypto. We're going to embrace the companies that were before taking jobs other places, that wants to bring jobs back here so we could be crypto. And us as Americans have the opportunity to not just get rich, but to gain wealth from the crypto explosion. And crypto's not going anywhere. Governments across the world are buying Bitcoin. Now they're starting to buy Ethereum. XRP is adopted by almost 85% of banks today. And by this time next year, it'll be no more SWIFT system. So when we do an international wire and we get knocked over the head with all these fees, that stops. Now the banks, they're going to fee you something. They are going to charge you a fee, but a lot less fees and the banks will make more money. And the technology behind that, Ripple, who makes the coin XRP, only going to grow more. Again, I think $4 to $5. I think 2 years, $10. You want to talk about growth. So what are you going to do? Now, from a diversification standpoint, we don't go YOLO like Drake. We don't put all the eggs in one basket. Not a recommendation, but information from me. Our clients, we have 20% in some type of crypto on the market. So IBIT, the Bitcoin ETF. The largest inflows the last 18 months of any ETF, IBIT. That tells you something right there. MicroStrategy, soon to be a part of the S&P 500. Pension funds out there, because of their restrictions, just like they can't buy gold in a pension fund, they cannot buy Bitcoin. You know what they can buy? A Bitcoin treasury. And the largest Bitcoin treasury in the world, MicroStrategy, MSTR. Fidelity has its own Bitcoin ETF, symbol FBTC. Ethereum has its own ETF, symbol EETH. Solana has its own ETF, symbol SOLZ. Then, of course, XRP, if you want to be more aggressive, XXRP. And other cryptocurrency ETFs is out there in the market. So for that 20% that we're doing for our clients, it's in those and other ETFs or stocks tied to cryptocurrency or cryptocurrency mining. You can do 5%. You can do 95%. I wouldn't do it, but you can. But I say that to say, it is a revolution going on. Just like the Industrial Revolution, just like the infrastructure revolution, just like the dot-com bubble, we have an opportunity to take advantage of it. The question is, are we going to be in it or sit back and a few years later say, I wish? I wish you take heed to the information we give you and execute. So what do we think? Is it a good idea or a bad idea that Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac is allowing us to now collateralize our cryptocurrency? We buy a house. Is it a good thing or a bad thing that we can start a business with collateral with our cryptocurrency? And is it a good thing or a bad thing that it's going to give more people the opportunity to buy a house because of collateralizing their cryptocurrency? I think it's a good thing. But like, subscribe, share to our channel, continue with the shares and the follows and the likes is greatly appreciated. And in rainy Jacksonville, let's make some painful or painless promises together, y'all. Peace.